Presenting, is any of this really there? To answer the question, we need to do one thing. We should remember the context. The writing was done in the 16th century and early 17th century. The predominant cosmology was of the great chain of being in which everything was connected to everything else. We should also remember the trias insomnia principle. 3 is everything. We should also remember that everyone had a number, as per John Dee in this preface to the Elements of Euclid. May we be led upward by degrees, so informing our rude imagination toward the conceiving of numbers absolutely, that at length we may be able to find the number of our own name, gloriously exemplified and registered in the Book of the Trinity, most blessed and eternal. This is the origins of numerology and gematria. I believe there are 5 reasons why these puzzles and clues exist. 1, everything is visible on the page. That means anyone can find these clues. The number one principle behind this is that we have to look for anomalies and enigmas, things that appear out of place or otherwise wrong. These are clues something is going on beneath the surface of the page. Compositors and publishers and printers employed these. Typesetting tricks, as you see in the title for Johnson's Ode in the first folio. Spelling differences, spelling errors, numbering errors, errors of fact, errors of omission. And occasionally they will also have allegorical images and allegorical figures, alluding to different personages. Reason number 2. The puzzle creators kept things simple. There are 3 key features of puzzles. 1. At no time will creators lead readers astray. Why bother putting puzzles and clues and hints into a text if you're not going to lead readers to the correct solution? It makes no sense. Second feature is that hints how to find and solve them will be nearby, often using repetition. Once again, we invoke the trias insomnia principle. But we also have typesetting tricks and spelling errors again, notifying readers that something else is going on beneath the surface of the text. The third feature is that they will be easy to solve, which brings us to reason 2A. They follow logical rules that are easy to discover. There are 3 general rules to these puzzles. We subtract smaller numbers from larger numbers. Items can be subtracted from a group if they have some difference. For example, italic uppercase letter values from Roman uppercase letter values. This is done more often than not. Finally, items in brackets can be optional. And the types of puzzles we have under these rules with these key features are simple counts, digit sums in which the sum of the digits of a solution equal our target number, gematria sums in which the total number of gematria values equals our target number or a multiple of our target number. We have numbergrams, we have geometry, acrostics, anagrams, and rebuses. Of these 8 items, only acrostics, anagrams, and rebuses are subject to literary interpretation because counts, digit sums, gematria sums, numbergrams, and the angles measured by geometry are all objective. They are data points. This brings us to B. No complicated or unique substitution ciphers are used. These simple gematria codes were widely known by literate people and they were not secret. The 23-letter Latin alphabet gematria values and the Latin alphabet repeated count, which I call the LARC, these were not secret. Therefore, you can hide things in plain sight. Reason number 3, the results are replicable. Reason number 4, the solutions are consistent from puzzle to puzzle, from book to book. Number 5, there is an overwhelming number of clues found in books by different writers, which means the evidence is cumulative. The legal concept behind this is that of clear and convincing evidence. Here's what one website says about that term. In some civil cases, the burden of proof is elevated to a higher standard called clear and convincing evidence. This burden of proof requires the plaintiff to prove that a particular fact is substantially more likely than not to be true. Some courts have described the standards as requiring the plaintiff to prove that there is a high probability that a particular fact is true. This standard sets a higher threshold than the preponderance of the evidence standard, but it does not quite rise to the widely recognized standard used in criminal cases known as beyond a reasonable doubt. One thing further must be noted about clear and convincing evidence. In some courts and jurisdictions, a 51% chance that something is true, more so than something else, is enough to become clear and convincing evidence. There is only one logical conclusion after all of this. These puzzles exist. Here is one observation. Everything seems to fit like gears in a watch. Each puzzle supports the others to create a complete picture. One final word must be spoken to skeptics. I have not changed one word or page to fit my arguments. They are, as they say, straight from the horse's mouth. And of course, this is all more evidence that Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford, was Shakespeare. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.